welcome back. Making news this morning, the nation's widening teacher shortage has hit a new low, with crucial subjects such as maths, English and science missing the mark. And disability educators now down by 500 in New South Wales public schools.
Yeah, we're joined now by the Founding Director of Teacher Wellbeing, Daniela Felecki in Sydney. Daniela, core subjects can't even be filled in our schools with teachers. This is painting a really dire picture of the education system.
It is. Look, the issue is complex, like all important issues. But if you have a maths teacher teaching English and an English teacher teaching maths, then it's obviously going to impact student learning and student outcomes. Then you've got leaders that are doing the best they can with limited resources, and you take leaders away from their strategic planning to then go into the classroom, and it means now we can't mentor our beginning teachers who are leaving in droves as well. So it's absolutely complicated, and I wish there was a magic wand we could wave to address it.
For sure, because it adds, of course, so much strain to the teachers who are sticking with it, who are sticking with the profession. But then, of course, we have to think about the effect this has on students. What are you seeing anecdotally in that regard?
Look, consistency is the hardest thing for students as well. So, while it's hard to get teachers to be in their specific areas that they're trained in, then you've got teachers that are constantly moving between schools, high casual teacher rates, so students aren't getting the same teacher for a whole term. And we know through the research that the relationship between a student and a teacher is profound and has a profound impact on outcomes. So it absolutely is complicated. It's tough out there for teachers. And the teachers that are outside their area, they're doing the best they can. But our experienced teachers are leaving.
Which is why so many people, and we do it on the show too, you start to look to the government and say, well, where can you fix this problem? But where do governments or anyone even begin at alleviating the pressure, Daniel?
Yeah, again, the magic wand. But there's a couple of things we need to do. And the first thing is to shift the narrative and start celebrating the hard work that our teachers do. So thank a teacher would be a wonderful thing to do. The second thing that we need to address is workload. The bureaucracy, the administration, the compliance, and the lack of autonomy. Teachers can barely choose how they set up their classroom. I was at a school last week, and the school had been mandated for how they had to set their tables and chairs. We don't get choices of what to teach, when to teach, and how to teach, and so we lose our creativity because it's so micromanaged and overwhelmed with all the administration.
Well, it's no wonder people are leaving the system in droves. For so many people, teaching is a calling. It's a joy. When you take the joy out of it, there's no point being there. Retired teachers are often being called back now to fill in shortages. Is that realistic? What's your take on that?
Absolutely. There's so much experience out there, and we know that we go into teaching because we love it. And if our experienced teachers can come out of retirement, they have so much to offer and so much to bring. Where I think one of the hardest things is our younger teachers. Firstly, it's hard to get teachers to go into the teaching profession. Then when our young teachers do get there, 50% of them are leaving within 3 years. But if our experienced teachers can come and do the mentoring and some leadership and bring their wisdom and experience, then I think it's wonderful.
Well, I guess on top of that, you hear all these stories that come through the media outlets that there's a sharp rise in violent incidences on school grounds. Is that something that's affecting the teacher shortage or stopping people to go into the profession?
Absolutely. If you speak to any teacher, and they will be able to share some crazy stories of things that we have to deal with on a daily basis, whether it's student violence, but the biggest issue also is student mental health, and then teachers having to manage their own mental health, not to mention that of parents, because we know that a school is a true partnership with parents and creating that whole school community. So we're dealing with people issues, we're dealing with mental health issues, and certainly high violence. Unfortunately, it's the reality in schools.
Daniela, great to get your insights on the subject this morning. We appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, as Australian couples and singles